What's up, everyone? Welcome to another fantastic episode of the Boss It Podcast. My name is Sophia Noreen. If this is the first time you are catching us, and today we're going to talk about the 3C's that every business owner should have or try to have for better mental health. Now, I know that many business owners are constantly putting pressure on themselves to perform and steer their teams in the right direction, or if you're a solopreneur getting started, putting the pressure on yourself just to move things forward, and that can be exhausting. It could be exhausting physically and mentally. So today I want to share the 3C's on how to manage your mental health a little bit better. So let's get into it. The first C is consistency. Now in business, you need to understand that it is a marathon. It is very unlikely that you will be finding success overnight. And if you are one of the few that do find success overnight, then just remember that you are one of the few. And you need to understand that it also takes time to establish a community around your business. Yes, you can go and throw a bunch of ad dollars towards your offer, but remember, it takes time to develop a community and a brand. And if you're not willing to give yourself that opportunity by being consistent, delivering what you have to offer, showing up, and basically serving your community or your clients, then it's going to be difficult for your mental health. You're going to be setting yourself up with expectations of overnight success, and you're going to be setting yourself up for failure because you're going to realize that, hey, this is not really working out as I had planned. It's taking a lot longer to get my foundations laid. It's taking me a lot longer to form a community. It's taking me longer to generate the income I want. And so if you come at it with a frame of mind saying, this is a marathon, I'm going to be doing things for probably double the time that I expect to be doing them before I reach my result. And if you come at it with that frame of mind, then you will be more likely to continuously show up and offer your services. If you are with that mindset saying, I'm only going to do this for X number of years, and if I don't see the results, I quit, my friend, you're already selling yourself short because you never know how long it's going to actually take. So my suggestion is to really enjoy the journey of entrepreneurship, be consistent, show up, and I guarantee you, not only will you learn from your experience, but you will also be generating this beautiful skill set that you can take wherever you go next if you do not decide to continue with entrepreneurship and business. But again, consistency, showing up, remembering that this is a marathon, remembering this is not a sprint. So my next takeaway is if you want to be consistent, you have to set reasonable, actionable goals and not boil the ocean. So I know when starting a business, people quit their jobs and they go all in and then they realize, oh no, I'm not making the money, and it becomes very stressful very quickly. My suggestion, if you can, is to stagger both worlds. Try to keep your 9 to 5 or some level of income coming through the door while you are establishing your business. And again, that's what we did. That's what I've done. We do have our product-based business, also Sophia, currently on the shelf at Walmart right now as I record this. So if you celebrate Diwali and you're in Canada, go and grab your products. And we have them across Canada. So over 100 Walmart stores. Just a small pitch out there for that company. But I still work a full-time job because I know that a product-based business has very thin margins, and I don't want to affect the family's lifestyle. I don't want to put that pressure on the family because I want to be able to consistently deliver the products for this Also Sophia company. And I don't want to be going and jumping into this business and not having the means to support the business. And so I have thought about it in such a way that this is a marathon, and what can I do to keep myself going as long as possible? And I want you to do the same. So the first C is consistency, and let's go on to the second C. The next C is curiosity. So in business, it is an experiment. You need to be ready and willing to be curious on changing your plans or changing your strategy as your business evolves and grows. You have to be curious and be very mindful that you may need to pivot and change your strategies because plans do change. And as we know from the pandemic, people had to be very curious and willing to experiment different ways of delivering service in the middle of a lockdown. So being curious, the second C that we're talking about today, is an essential mindset practice that you should have as a business owner. And even as an everyday lay person, being curious is a great skill to have. It allows you to be open-minded about different ideas as they develop. It allows you to become a little bit more creative and generating new ideas. And if you think about it, all innovation requires a level of curiosity, because if you're not curious on how certain things can be working and they work in different fashions, then you're unlikely to innovate in your business. And as you see, Amazon is now a good example of how curiosity had allowed that company to not only develop an online platform and shopping experience, but they have many other vehicles in their business because of curiosity. I use a very big example because just like Amazon, a small business can do the same thing. They can experiment and see what works and see what can actually stick. So number 2C that I believe is very important for business owners to actually achieve and hold on to is curiosity. And that will help you explore many new areas in your business. And the final C that we're going to chat about today is being compassionate to yourself and others. The concept of compassion is a strong one because I believe that many of us are not as compassionate towards ourselves as we should be. I also believe that in business, it's hard to show compassion because you're on an agenda. You are trying to set the tone for the business. You're trying to push an agenda and get goals accomplished, but you have to be compassionate to yourself. You have to remember that you are a human. You have to remember that you have needs as well. You have to remember that if you're compassionate towards yourself, it will allow you to have that breath of fresh air and say, hey, yeah, I messed up, or yeah, mistakes happen, or yeah, I'm tired today and I can't stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning to finish this deliverable. Giving yourself that room to be compassionate is a requirement for your mental health. And if you give yourself that ability to be compassionate to yourself, you'll be compassionate with others as well. So if somebody does happen to make a mistake or something happens and it's not going as planned, you're more likely to work with that situation and find the best strategy on how to solve the problem as opposed to blaming and pointing fingers. And I know it can be very frustrating. I know you are thinking to yourself, well, how do you move an agenda if you're going to be always compassionate? Yes, you have to set guidelines. You have to have deliverables. You have to have accountability in your business. You have to be accountable in your business, but you have to also have room to be compassionate and allow people to be at a level of comfort with you to say, hey, I'm not going to meet this target. Or you say to yourself, I'm not going to meet this target because of X, Y, and Z. And how can I learn from this opportunity? Have I planned too much around this goal or project? Have I not taken into consideration these other variables that need to be accounted for in the future? So being compassionate is a requirement, I believe, for consistency, the first C we chatted about, and for curiosity. Because if you're compassionate with yourself, you'll allow yourself to be consistent, right? You won't take on the big goals at once. You'll say, out of my compassion for myself and my team and my friends and family and everyone else, I'm going to start small and I'm not going to go and make a big audacious goal and then feel like a failure later. So it will allow me to deliver consistently. It'll also allow you to be curious because now you are giving yourself the opportunity compassionately to practice or experiment in your business where in the past you may have said, no, that's too risky. I'm not going to do that business venture, or I'm not going to try that out because it's not perfect. And I think if you say to yourself, I'm compassionate enough with myself that I can achieve things imperfectly, or I can go perfectly imperfect, as I like to say, towards that goal, meaning you don't have it all figured out, but you're stumbling towards it. That is success because you're trying something out. You're going at it in a consistent manner with curiosity, and you are ensuring that you are enjoying the ride of entrepreneurship and business because you're being compassionate towards yourself. So those are the 3 C's. We talked about consistency, which we know about. We are running a marathon when we're in business. We chatted about curiosity, how it's going to help you create and innovate in your business, which you need to do because let me tell you, if you do not create and innovate, you're going to get blown out of the park. There'll be another business right behind you that's willing to take your slice of the pie. And then finally, we talked about compassion, being compassionate towards yourself and others to make sure that you are enjoying this entrepreneurial journey and that you are not setting yourself up to fail because you have compassion on your side and you know that you are human. Okay, guys, as always, make sure you hit the bell and subscribe. And if you are on the YouTube, you can always leave us a comment below, or you can send us a DM, a direct message on Instagram. We are at Boss It Club, and we will see you guys back here next week. And remember, make a plan and take action. And yes, we can have it all. And we'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye.